So for our review lessons, we're going to look at expressing mathematics. So for our notice and wonder routine on party planning, it just says, what do you notice and what do you wonder? So you might have some noticings and wonderings that are different than mine, and that's 100% okay. So first, I like to read thoroughly. That's one of the mistakes that mathematicians and people in general can make, is to not read through thoroughly. So Kieran is helping his aunt and uncle plan a cookout. He has a lot of experience planning parties. So this seems more informational and just kind of gives me background information, but doesn't seem important mathematically. So Kieran's uncle is in charge of food. He tells Kieran that he plans to use 1/4 pounds or 1/4 pound of beef per person and 2 ears of corn per person. So what I noticed there, if I had to write an expression of the per person, we have 1/4 pound of beef plus 2 ears of corn. So I'm going to write plus 2c. So that 1/4 is a decimal, 1/4 times b, then plus 2, and then even I forgot the c there. And then basically also, if you look at that, instead of 1/4 times b, we could write an equivalent expression and say that's the same as 0.25, because that's 1/4 as a decimal, 0.25b plus 2c. And that's just an expression of what we'll need per person. So Kieran's aunt is getting plates and paper towels. She plans on buying 1 plate per person, plus 10 extra plates just in case. She's going to buy 1 roll of paper towels for every 10 people. So what I notice here is that she's going to have 1 plate per person. So if I had to write an expression for the plates, it's 1 plate per person plus 10 extra plates. There's an expression for the plates. And I'm going to write right underneath it, plates. That's one expression. And then also, if I had to do paper towels, so if I wanted an expression for the paper towels, we have paper towels, and it's 1 roll for every 10 people. So I would take the number of people and then divide it by 10. So if I had like 8 people, I'd go 8 divided by 10, which is 8/10, but I would have to round that up to the nearest whole and say I'd buy 1 roll of paper towels. So now we're going to look more at feeding operation. So zookeeper is preparing to care for snakes in exhibit. For each expression, for each question, write an expression representing the supplies needed. So she needs 1 mouse for each snake plus 2 extra mice. How many mice are needed if the number of snakes is? So here it says 1 mouse for each snakes. So I'm going to write an expression for the mice. So the mice is 1 mouse for each snake. So I just take the number of snakes, and then I add 2 extra mice. So that would be, in general, my expression. And then how many mice are needed if the number of snakes is 10? So if we have 10 snakes, we put that number in for the number of snakes. So we have 10 plus 2. So instead of S, we have 10 snakes plus 2, which equals 12. And then again, that means we need 12 mice. So now if we have for question B that we need 6 snakes. So again, the general expression is S plus 2. So now we substitute in 6. So we say that's 6 snakes plus 2 equals 8. And then remember, this means if we have 6 snakes, how many mice? Well, we need 2 extra mice. So 6 plus 2 equals 8. So we need 8 mice here. So in general, if we had x, instead of putting in s there, we have x plus 2 mice. And then here, for my second problem, you need 4.5 ounces of crickets for each snake. How many ounces of crickets are needed if the number of snakes is 10? So if I need 4.5 ounces for each snake, I take the number of snakes and divide it by 4.5. So here we have 10 snakes, and then we divide that by 4.5 ounces of crickets. And then what we would do there is just use a calculator to divide. So some of you might be able to do that in your head. Some would need a calculator. So just type in 10 divided by 4.5. And it's 2.22, or rounding that. And actually, I set up my proportion wrong, so I'm going to reset that up because we're asking how many ounces of crickets are needed per snake. So I need to switch this out and have ounces on top and put 4.5 ounces divided by 10 snakes. And then divide the numerator and the denominator by 10. So divide by 10 here, and then divide by 10 here. And then if I go 4.5 divided by 10, it gives me 0.45. And then 10 snakes divided by 10 is per 1 snake. So I just made a small math error that I caught, and that's very frequent that might happen. So here, what if I had 6 snakes? How many ounces? So again, I would write that out, 4.5 ounces per 6 snakes. And then just divide that by 6. And then here we take 4.5 in the numerator and divide by 6. So 4.5 divided by 6 gives me 0.75 ounces. Divided by 6 is 1 snake. So we need 0.75 ounces of crickets. And then if we were to put, well, we needed X snakes, we would have 4.5 ounces divided by X snakes. And we can actually just take out the ounces and the snakes, and our expression would equal 4.5 divided by X, where X is the number of snakes. So question 3 now. For every 2 snakes, she needs 1 bowl of water. How many bowls of water are needed if the number of snakes is? So right here we have 2 snakes to 1 bowl of water. So how many bowls of water are needed if there are 10 snakes? So what we would do is 1 bowl of water is needed for every 2 snakes. So if we have our 10 snakes, and then we divide by 2, that would give us 5 bowls that we would need. So if we had 6 snakes and we divided by 2 snakes is 1 bowl of water. So we have 6 snakes, and then we divide that by 2. That would give us 3 bowls. And then if we have X snakes divided by 2 there, that would give us x over 2 bowls. And then here, there is one male snake and the rest are female. She needs one vitamin pill for every female snake. How many vitamin pills does she need if the number of snakes is 10? So again, we have 10 snakes. And then I'm going to just write this as a ratio. So I need one snake for one pill. Oh, I'm sorry. It says if there's one male snake, the rest are female. So let me just read this a little bit better. So here, she needs one vitamin pill for every female snake. How many vitamin pills does she need if the number of snakes is 10? So if we have 10 snakes, there are 9 female. And she would need 9 pills because there's one for every one. If there are 6 snakes, you subtract 1. So we go 6 minus 1 gives us 5 females. And we need 1 pill for every one. So then we know we need 5 pills. So if we have X snakes, there's only one male. So we have X minus 1 female snakes. And we have X minus 1 female snakes, and all of those need a pill, so it's X minus 1 pills. So our last problem here into important quantities. So Claire is in charge of getting snacks for a road trip with her 2 friends and her dog. She has $35 to go to the store to get some supplies. So let me just read that again. Claire is in charge of getting snacks for a road trip with her 2 friends and her dog. She has $35 to go get some supplies. So here, what would you like to know? What information is given? So first, we have Claire and 2 friends. So I'm just going to put there's 3 people. What else is given? She has $35 total. So she's not going to be able to spend more than that. And then she also has 1 dog. So those are the things that I know. What I would like to know is what supplies does she need? So our second question, Andre wants to surprise his neighbors with a picnic basket of fruit and vegetables. The basket can hold 12 food items. So here's what I know. We have 12 food items that go in the basket. And then what I would probably want to know, and that's just what I would want to know, is what fruits and vegetables does he want? So here, Tyler's packing his bags for his vacation. So here's what I know. He is packing bags. Probably what I would want to know. If you're packing bags, typically you might have a weight limit of how much can go in a bag. You might also have what items can go in the bag. Like what clothes he might want to bring. What size, like toothbrush, deodorant, and stuff like that can fly. Those types of questions. Question 4, my teacher orders tickets at the local carnival for herself, the entire class, and 2 more chaperones. So if I'm looking at here, if I had to do an expression, I know in here, I have the number of people in the class plus my and 2 chaperones. So there's the number of people in the class plus 3 people. Probably what I would want to know is the price per ticket so I could get a total. So Jada wants to prepare the fabric for the bridesmaids' dresses she has created at a wedding party. So what I know, she's getting fabric. What I would want to know is how many bridesmaids, I would need to know the sizes of each bridesmaids. For each dress. And that would be about it. So that concludes our lesson.